Hello guys, Scotty Senior here again, back with a Monza madness in Group 4 for round 6, I believe, of the championship. Let's jump on board. This was my first attempt. I know that doesn't make it sound like it has went good, but you'll see the sort of shit that went down. I think I should add in my own defence that I've sprinkled, this was a Saturday, I've sprinkled a wee bit of alcohol onto my Saturday gaming early afternoon. So this first effort took place at 6:20. So we were already smiling quite a bit, and we'd already had a few giggles, but we were determined to come out. I'd advise, if any of you would like to know why the qualifying was so poor, there's too much for me to get through in these videos to even start to explain about the shit that went wrong on me in qualifying. I'm meant to have the luck of the Irish. There was no luck on this occasion the whole day. But anyway, this is our first effort at round 6 in the Group 4s. I can't say I didn't practice. I did practice, but it didn't work for me. And I'd like to say about a problem that has been happening with me on these split tyres. The split tyres in practice altogether, I've run maybe 8-9 practices. On 5 of those practice sessions, it has decided not to start me with the split tyres. The way I am here, it has worked for me this time on this attempt. You can see we've got the mediums on the front and the softs on the back. But during 5 other of my practices, this isn't in practice obviously, the split started me on the soft tyres, which wasn't a huge problem in this particular round. But if I do continue to have that kind of problem, for example, when you have to use all 3 sets of tyres, that's a whole extra pit stop it's going to make us do. So if this is a problem that starts reoccurring, I can see me getting very fed up with this FIA stuff if they don't fix this. It's going to be a major problem if half the people are starting and having to do a whole extra pit stop. You can see we're trying to be smart and careful here. We're up in the top 9 already, and we're thinking to ourselves, right, well maybe, but basically we didn't get a qualifying, so we didn't. And as I say, it's all the whole day is on the live stream. So if you would prefer to see what qualifying and stuff was like and what went wrong, you can go on to my last live stream that I did, and you'll be able to just flick to wherever the race starts, and then the second attempt, and then there might even be a third attempt. It was Monza hell, so it was. But here we're thinking to ourselves, well, we basically started in last because we didn't get a qualifying lap, as I say. And in the head, I was already going to redo this and have another effort at it, but we find ourselves on lap 2 just, and we're already up in the top 9. We wanted a top 8. We wanted more than a top 8, so we did. But a top 8 was going to improve our scores. Now that we have scored in 5 rounds, when I have a number to beat, which was 192 or something, and I think we scored 198 or something like that in this first effort. But we wanted more. There was so much more in it for us. But this is now the second time. I was really looking forward to this track. I love Monza. This is the second GR4 race that is making me want a different manufacturers. I'm struggling sometimes in this particular car, in this group. So I had a race at Brands Hatch as well in the last season, and it was just, I was fighting a losing battle. I just felt like you don't want to do that too often, because it'll start making you think that you don't have what it takes. You start to feel like you're slow. I know I am slow, like compared to most of the guys in the world, but I'm not planning on staying slow my whole life, you know. My whole Gran Turismo career, we're trying to get up to the SS level. But as I say, we'll go for a skip, guys, because I am going to have to try and squeeze try number 2 into this as well. Let's see, we'll jump outside. We've got Ghostly on us. We've had a couple of runs in practice with Mr. Ghostly as well, so we were pretty confident that Mr. Ghostly was not going to try anything silly. We'll continue the skip. You see, up to 7th, lap 4. There's Ghostly. Oh, and Ghostly makes that small mistake and we get back by him. Again, that was a bit unlucky because we were slightly closer to the slipstream. This race was a very unlucky race for me in terms of I reached this point of the race. It was a fuel saver, so if I had been in this slipstream, it would have been very easy to save fuel. But because I'm just out of it, and I stay just out of it for a good part of maybe 3 or 4 laps, I believe it was, and I'm just wasting fuel here because I'm trying to rev it out and trying to get everything out of the car because I need that slipstream to stay in it. We can see Mr. Rav Hub out front, Mammal in second, and our regular in our lobby, Mr. Happy, is doing okay at this one so far. He's up in the top 3. I'd like to say thank you for any of you who were on the stream or practicing with me that day or keeping me company on the stream. It was a good day. There was a lot of fun. You can see, I think maybe Mr. Ghostly might have been on the stream listening to us, because we did say to him at the start of that straight, you know, Mr. Ghost, I wouldn't mind if you tapped me in the bum and tried to work as a team. So we did accept 2 or 3 SR drops after that, but you can see in the last lap he went for the pass, so I think he was perhaps on the stream and he's heard me saying I don't mind if you hit me to try and get us back into the slipstream here, so he did start hitting us. So thank you very much for that, Mr. Ghostly. It didn't quite work for us, but this race was better than I thought. Looking back on the replay of it, it went better than I remember at the time. And then stuff happened after the race and stuff, so we'll get into that later. We'll continue to skip at the moment and try and see what happens to us. Lap 7 is this, or coming in lap. Ghostly got a run on us there, so we'll lift it off, try to lose as little time as possible. And again, we'll continue to skip here while we're going. And Happy Meal is in first position, so yes, go on Happy, bring it home, sir. So we've jumped in lap 7. We're going from the split tyres onto the hard tyres. Mercedes team crew doing a beautiful job in their poor weight. I don't like their weight. Their black's way better. And yet again, we were unlucky here. We've came out and again we just lose the slipstream. So we'll continue the skip. What's happened here? That's us up in the 8th. There's another wee bit of slipstream for us. I'll take that. Could I take another bit? We've got to run on Happy's dropped back to 6th at the moment, so Happy's had to have a bit of a splash of fuel. I'm going to say to send one fully up the inside here, and by this stage the wee smile in my face was pretty big. So it was. I was thinking to myself, whoa, top 5, baby, top 5. But I actually believe a wee part of my brain was even thinking, there's the win, there's first place. I was thinking to myself, go on, lost the first challenge. But things aren't always that simple. As we all know, playing this game. I'll leave it here at the moment, since we've got a bit of entertainment. As I say, trying to put my finger on what went wrong during this race is harder than you think. Or this whole round of the championship, because it wasn't one particular thing went wrong. Everything went wrong for us. As my headphones tells me that the battery's low, we'll pull this headset off and get it plugged in, or this will be a waste of time. All the talking I've done so far. There we are, we're charging the battery. Sorry about that. Very amateurish of me to do that sort of stuff when I'm making a video. But as I say, we can only get better. We're in the top 5 still at the moment, and again, I'm sitting here loving it. I'm loving life right now in this race. And is that, no, I do remember something happening in that corner at some point, and we're still there, and we're looking very good on our fuel. Looks like we've already got the fuel sorted out, although we've picked ourselves up a penalty which is going to be devastating. It's only a wee 1 second penalty, but in terms of our want for the win, or our want for the top 5 here, it's going to affect us again, and we're going to be a wee bit unlucky. He leaves his nose in there, but he played nice and fair with us there, Mr. Rav. Good racing, sir. And here we go, a different penalty zone on this track now, and there we go. We're gonna lose them, and can we stay in the slipstream, or are we gonna yet again just be out of it and have to start wasting that fuel? And there's a group behind us as well, so at the moment we wanted more, but at the moment we think to ourselves, if we get a top 8, we've improved our score, and we don't really want to go again then. So that's what we're looking for in this one, a top 8. Strategy in this one was to split the tyres at the start. As I say, let me know in the comments if this here tyre splitting problem, where it's not splitting is happening to any other people. It can't just be me. I'm not that special. I know I do feel like I'm special, but surely I'm not that special to where it's only me that's getting this problem. And I know it's not only me, because Mr. Cozy, who helps in the streams now and again, says it's happening to him. And I got a wee friend request with a message there that he added just before I started making this video, and I can't even bloody remember who sent it. I mean, so I can't. So apologies for not getting back to you, whoever it was. I've added you without going in and reading the full message, and now I can't find the bloody message, so I can't. But your friend request was appreciated and accepted, sir. And I seen the first bit of your message, which said something like the tyre problem is happening to other people, although he believes that although it says I'm on the softs, I still have the grip and the settings of being on the split tyres, which I don't know. I couldn't risk that. If I was in a race and it was meant to be on the splits, I wouldn't just stay on the soft tyres for the rest of the race. I don't think that would happen. But we've managed to get ourselves in the slipstream still. We're just about clinging on there. And what I would like behind us, we're still scared. So we are. It was a fun race as well. It was a fun day. I can't complain. I can complain about the results and my performances, so I can. But I can't complain about the fun level. The fun level of that day. There was a lot of giggles for me. And perhaps because of that sprinkle of alcohol that we added on their day, that may well have been the reason why we found a lot of this stuff funny. It was that ridiculous and heartbreaking that we could do nothing but laugh. But again, we're still here and we're still right in this. I think I may well. I'm nice struggling maybe with a bit of fuel. We're trying to save the fuel here at least. Or we're just sitting here. I can't remember, guys. As I say, we had every dig that was possible at this race. And I wasn't going to even bring out the video because you know I'm bog standard. My videos aren't edited greatly like fantastic Super GT videos or stuff like that. I'm bog standard. I don't know how to edit, so if I have time, we'll throw in the second race in this first video. If there's not, then we'll make 3 separate videos and we're going to bare our soul. There are people here watching, so we are. You're going to see. It's no sense only showing you the races that go right. We'll show you the lot of them because I need to learn how to get better at these videos anyway, so I'll just have all 3 attempts and you can see everything. The only thing that you won't see is that you can see here we're happy to lose one, and then we'll see another one coming and we're like, no, hold on, we can't get mauled, we can't lose a load of time, and we'll get a half-second penalty for that. And I want to skip back and look at that again because personally for me, I understand I'm getting a penalty for a cut there, but that was absolutely fantastic driving by me to stay out of trouble and not get tagged and spun round or a bit of contact and a 5-second penalty handed out. So that again, very disappointing for me there. So we'll continue the skip as I come round the penalty zone. There we go, we'll serve that penalty and we're now find ourselves outside the top 10. So we'll do, which I didn't mind at the time because we didn't get a qualifying, as I say. So at the time my head was all ready. I was going again. There was a lot more points here for me to be had. I just did not take the opportunity. And you join me on Monday morning. I'm sitting here trying to make these. And again, we're lifting, we're coasting. We've obviously still a wee bit of fuel there that we're looking to save and keep it all to pass all 9 of these guys directly in front of us, hopefully on the last lap. Maybe we'll find ourselves a wee boost button at the back of the steering wheel somewhere that can help us out. And what do we like behind us? Mr. Punk, and here's Mr. Punk as well. We've decided that forevermore we're gonna treat Mr. Punk like a princess, unless things dramatically change. But we've taken Mr. Punk out in one of our races in the first corner, and we've had to hold our head in shame and apologise. You can see there, we almost shake hands through the windows. I can remember there was a bit of eye contact there between us in the race, and because that was Mr. Punk, that's how nice we are. The Mr. Punk, well, we're lifting off and letting him know. Hopefully he has caught our wee videos or our live stream or something, because we're ashamed of what we did. But this shit happens. So, 11th place, with a fair wee sprinkle of alcohol. Now here, remember, this is only 6:20. I've been on from maybe 2:30 in the afternoon practicing. Haven't had any good practices. Half of my practices, the split tyres, hasn't worked for me. And we've had ourselves a wee vodka, a wee bourbon, maybe 2 wee vodkas, and you know that I'm a wee smoke. I'm a smoker as well, so we'll sprinkle all that magical stuff in life onto ourselves that day. So we did. And it certainly made it an enjoyable. And is this a top 9? I'm thinking to myself, we're definitely running again. And what happens in the last lap? There's a bit more drive there. I'll have that. Let's go for one quick wee skip. We'll come round here. Look at the last lap battling going on up ahead there. Oh, there's a penalty. Oh, there's another penalty. My goodness. And it wouldn't be Gran Turismo if it doesn't do this on you. It seems to do this in me. If I want 19th place, or else I'm going again, I seem to get 19th place. So there we are. It's teasing us again. It has allowed us up in to the exact lowest number of points that we had said we were going to be happy with. But because that whole race was such a disaster, we have decided that there's a lot more points there for us. Let's go and try this again. So we'll try and squeeze in 2 into this, and hopefully all this commentary and stuff I'm doing isn't going to be wasted, and the video will work for us, hopefully, and get the 2 of them in. So now, and a bit of a loading screen for you, apologies, but we will try and waffle a wee bit during the load. So we drowned out our sorrows a wee bit after that race. We've jumped into a private lobby and we've opened up a wee fun room, and we ended up with a full room having a shitload of fun. There was an hour and a half before the next effort, and of course Mr. Seed and Mr. Boob, my old time American friends, thank you so much, gentlemen, for jumping in. It was lovely to see you again. I hope all's doing well. But our old time American buddies from the motocross game years ago have jumped in, and we had to sprinkle more alcohol down our throat because we had to say hello, nice to see you, miss yous, love yous, I'll have a drink for yous. So we've had another wee drink, another wee smoke, and I wouldn't say we did any of the practices. We did maybe a half a lap of the start of each race, and Christ, for some reason, no idea what that reason is. People suggest to me it might have been the alcohol. I'm not sure. Mr. Sparks, he's in front of us thinking the Mercedes Championship, or he's a Mercedes driver and he's ahead of us. Happy. It all went wrong for Happy as well. This wasn't a good night for Happy. I think Happy has been on the stream, and that unluckiness that I was getting on the stream has spread out to Happy as well. So Happy's back with us, although this does let me know I was quite pleased to see Happy in the room, because Happy's at a higher level on us, so we know that we're improving and we're up in a better room now. we just didn't show ourselves very good once we got into this room. So try to, and as I say guys, too much to try and explain to you about what happened in qualifying. It's all on the live stream. Feel free to hop on the live stream. It's over 10 hours long, so you don't have to watch all that shit, but you can skip forward to wherever the qualifying starts if you want to see what went down in qualifying. I felt like I could only find 1 leaf clovers on this day around the track. There was no 4 leaf clovers for luck for me to find or nothing like that. So we'll jump on board for try number 2. Again, starting down in 17th. Although I will say, if I had got a lap, the kind of laps that we were doing in practice, I'd have only been maybe in 13th or 14th place here starting, so it wouldn't have been a huge benefit for us. And the split has worked for us again this time. We've got the mediums on the front and the softs on the back. And again, we've got some people deciding I'm just going to drift out here. Use just a bit of sand, see if there's any grip on the sand. But there was no grip for them, you could see. So straight away, we're back up to 12th again, and we're thinking to ourselves, this is only the first lap. There's bound to be Christmas presents in terms of crashes and penalties handed out here ahead of us. Just drive sensibly and we'll be okay. Let's say there's 2 of these videos, so we'll try to do a wee skip when we can, and then I'll do a separate video for my last effort. So we're skipping, there's still nothing going down, but I can only imagine. I'm happy here, I'm very happy. They're all right in front of me, at the front there, that's the guy in first. So it is. So the number, sorry about the sniffles gentlemen, I've been getting a wee bit of the cold or something. But we'll have been sitting here looking after those tyres and saving a shitload of fuel. Let's continue that skip. Well, there's nothing going on. Is anything going to happen on the way around this one? Not yet. Let's keep an eye on the chicane. Is there any more rubbing and bumping to be done? Can we pick anything up? Well, no, everyone's still through, nice and smooth. Still clinging on to 12th spot there. Still quite happy. I would imagine I had to have been happy here. So it did. That's a lot of places right here in front of us, and we'll have to be thinking to yourselves, my tyres is better. These guys might have had the problem where the split didn't work for them, or if they didn't have a practice, they might have started on the soft, so they'll be slower at the end. And of course, the amount of fuel saving that we were doing during this, I believe by halfway through the race, I was almost confident enough that I can almost start pushing now if I want to, and stop worrying about that fuel. And again, we'll get a wee drop of a wheel and bang, we'll get a second penalty, which was soul destroying for us. So we'll skip on around here, and you see I got off the racing line there because that's where I thought the penalty zone was, because that's where it usually is. But this is Monza with no chicane, so no, we decided to put our penalty zone around here. And you see we've lost a spot there, and this was so frustrating after being where we were and sitting feeling so happy. We've just had to start revving the car out, to try and get back into this, and all of that fuel saving that we did was just totally ruined and taken back from us. You can see we just slowly start to lose it. We weren't in that slipstream, and it just edged away and edged away. We'll continue to skip, and we'll continue to skip, and there we picked up another half-second penalty. And we're into the pits. The Mercedes team crew, again, I can't complain about anything except for their white gear that they're wearing. Their performances were outstanding. So let's continue that skip, because we're on our toad here. And we'll try and get a better wee video out with a better commentary in the last one. We'll see how the last one went for us. I thought to myself, quite similar. After this one, we done a wee bit of the same stuff. We sprinkled, we drowned our sorrows, and we sprinkled another wee glass of bourbon down her neck, and another wee glass of vodka down her neck, and a few more wee smokes, and we were happy. We were having a fantastic night playing with friends. Any lobbies that he opened up were filling up pretty quick, so that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted when I started doing this stuff. I wanted to be able to turn my PlayStation on and have people in my room to have a bit of fun with me. And we're getting that now, and I don't have to hang about waiting a half an hour to get a good race. So thank you very much, anyone who's been joining the rooms. Hopefully the practice has been helping you, and you have been enjoying the wee bit of company. I know I've been enjoying your company, so I have. We shall continue the skip up to 13th. Up to 12th. And back to 13th, and we picked up a 3-second penalty there. Let's skip back to see what that's right. He went past me there. I didn't even realise. I don't know. Let me know what you think on this one. I didn't even realise. I hadn't looked behind, so I didn't even realise that this guy was hauling and coming. And I didn't want to risk dropping the wheel, so I decided as soon as he gets ahead I wanted to filter back in. But he was coming, and then that bit of contact between all three of us, I got a 3-second penalty for that. That hurt me a bit. My feelings was hurt there, and we got a wee tap back from him, and we weren't going to waste even more time. So I would say that was me trying to not lose time rather than me trying to give him a penalty. And I was aware that as soon as I done that, I was going to give this guy a penalty. Sorry mate for getting you that penalty. I was not thinking of you at all. I was thinking of, if I continue around that chicane now after that tap, I'm going to lose another whole second. So I took that opportunity whenever you decided that wrap on the back door. I dove at the opportunity to not lose as much time. So apologies that we ended up having to dish you out a big 5-second penalty. I don't think it was a Momo's move. It wasn't that. So it wasn't. But again, this penalty just soul destroying for us. And the last lap, we'll drive around and we'll bring this one home in 14th. So I've decided to go again, open up a lobby, sprinkle some more alcohol onto it and see what happens. So I'll bring out the last race after this one. Hopefully this video will work out and I won't have to redo it. Thank you, gentlemen.